Time clock events. So for my home ribbon, I'm going to go to Setup, and we're going to go look for a feature called Time Clock Events. So what is a time clock event? An event gives you the capability of allowing your employees to clock in on some type of a job or event that is not considered working on a vehicle. And it could be for anything you want it to be. So let's talk about how these are set up. So if we kind of look, here's an example here, waiting on parts. So example would be, I'm working on a vehicle as a technician. For some reason, I'm at a standstill, and that reason would be I'm waiting for parts to show up. So I am not going to be able to continue my job. So that gives them the capability of clocking in on this event. Now, what this event also has is a setting here called exclusive. What exclusive means is if they log into this event, that it will force them to log out of any other event that they're in or on the job. So that means I can only do one at a time. Now, a productive event, if I look at this one, all this simply means is I'm going to consider this productive for my business. So when they log into this event, I'm also counting it as a productive type item. To add any type of event in here, you just simply go to Add, give it a code. So if I wanted to, let's say I want to put an event in here for a break. So I'm just going to give it a little code, call it what I want. And do I want to consider it as productive time or not? If I don't, I just uncheck the box and it's going to be exclusive. So if they actually log into this event, it's going to force them to log out of any other job or event that they're in. And then you just hit OK. So you can have as many of these as you want. If you don't want any, you don't have to have any at all. Let's go see how they work. So I'm going to save this. We're going to go over to time clock, clock in. So here I have Alan, the service advisor. So he's been logged in for attendance. Now, if I want, I can also put him into something else. So maybe he's going to go on break. And here you can even write in a little note, or they can write in a note if they wish. So he's here for attendance for the day, but now he's on his break. So once he is on his break, any other events he would have been logged into, it would have forced him out of. Now, if I need to switch, let's see what happens. So if I say, well, he's going to go do some training, now you notice it says clocking into training, clocking out of the break. And that's what exclusive means. So it's going to force him to clock out. So if we do this, clocks him out of one and clocks him into the other. That's how your events will work. Close up. Now, if I'm a technician and I'm logged onto a job, it will do the same thing. So here we're going to go to technician. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one here. Let's just use this one. So here's a work order. Now, if he were clocked into this work order and needs to stop working on it for whatever reason, let's say we're going to wait for parts. We clock in. Again, it'll clock them in for waiting on parts and then automatically clock them out of the work order. And now we know he's waiting on parts. This is actually non-productive time that we'll be able to track. And then he goes and does his thing. So that's how events work in time clock.